Du Toit, the Managing Director of New Cape Central Railway, and I'm going to speak about the history of the New Cape Central Railway and the line between Worcester and Mossel Bay. Basically, New Cape Central Rail, or for that matter, Cape Central Rail, was formed after farmers in the Breede Valley approached an entrepreneur to build a railway line so that they can sell their fresh produce to the Cape markets. And in 1883, they raised enough funds to start with the line, and they started the construction from Worcester then to Ashton and started operations. But about 2 years after they started operations, the line, very active, the company went into bankruptcy. And a liquidator was appointed who kept the company and the railway going for another 3 years, up until 1893, when New Cape Central Rail was formed. And they continued to build the line, passing Swellendam all the way to Voorby and Mossel Bay. At the time, there was a bit of competition between the Cape Government Railway and New Cape Central Railway to see who could reach Mossel Bay first. Cape Government Railway built a line up Soloris Pass on their race to get to Mossel Bay. But the New Cape Central Railway line basically made the turn at Swellendam before Cape Government Railway could reach Swellendam, and therefore Cape Government Railway then terminated at today's Protem, where it still terminates. New Cape Central Railway then ran a very successful line, one of the most successful private lines in South Africa, until in the 1920s, I think 1925, when it was then purchased by the South African Railways for an amount of about £1.1 million, I think thereabouts. And since then it was incorporated in the National Railway Network. The line is very important in that it connects Cape Town to the Mossel Bay Harbour. It is an integral part of the history of Worcester, Robertson, and obviously then through to Mossel Bay. And in 2001, after being approached by the councillor, Dr. Kritzinger from from Breede Valley Municipality, we reformed the company to re-establish steam rail on this line. And the operations have started with the construction and reconstruction of a railway siding. At Robertson, the refurbishment of the Robertson station. That station was originally built in 1893, Sikra thereabouts, and after it was burnt about 2 years ago in a I don't know whether one would call it an arson attack or just vagrants maliciously burning it, we were able to secure a rental agreement from Transnet and started refurbishing the station, which will now be incorporated in the NCCR service, so that we can embark and disembark passengers there for the Robertson-based New Cape Central Railway. New Cape Central Railway was obviously very influential in the Breede River and Langeberg areas because of the fact that the Cape Central Valley, as this area was known, was important for produce as well as for transport and manufacturing of wagons that you used to do the goods transport up north, and the railway basically to a large degree ended that role of Robertson as a supplier of wagons to the industry. The most important thing about New Cape Central Railway as such is that the head office of New Cape Central Rail was at the present day Robertson Nursery, and the main building was basically then for quite a long time the head office of New Cape Central Railway, not far away from the Robertson station. The station was built about 40 years after the creation of Robertson as a town. So it's been there basically for about the same time as the town has been there. Now, when we did the renovations, we found the old railway line sections incorporated in the building still with the emblem of Cape Central Railway on it. So this dates back to 1883. And the building itself, with the reconstruction, we found a lot of artifacts in the building, and it's a very good site to obviously remind the Robertson people of its place in history. And it's important for us to make sure that that history is then told for our children and our children's sake. And as part of the refurbishment, the history will also then be portrayed within the building and on the walls, so that people will be able to read about it and actually experience the history of Robertson and New Cape Central Railway.